Just getting a little further away so you can see that I'm wearing a really cute dress today. It's probably my favorite. So you're getting the Ashley Adamson dress today. So the little things about your transition that bring you joy. We call this gender euphoria. And as you get further and further along in your transition, the things that bring you euphoria kind of like get a lot less blatant. For example, when I first started out, putting on leggings felt great. Putting on a dress felt amazing. Putting on makeup, seeing myself in the mirror, I was just like, wow, I look like a girl. And now I'm like, well, I am a woman, so there's no reaction there. I don't get that same reaction. And so I wanted to make this video about just the little things of transitioning and how those have kind of changed over time. If you've transitioned, I'd love to hear how that's happened for you. And leave a comment down below to kind of share your story, because I think we all have a little bit different stories, and it's important to kind of share this with the community. So where are you in your transition, or have you started, or are you interested in doing that? I've been on hormones for about 2.5 years, and I've identified as a woman for about 2 years. Yeah, I started hormones before I identified as a woman. Of course I knew. I just didn't know. So for me, like, the euphoria was originally just seeing myself in a dress and, wearing my hair. I had a wig. I didn't have hair long enough for this. But over time, like, those euphoric moments kind of became less and less. I'd say where it gets loudest is when I'm in a kind of romantic setting, or I'm in a sexual setting where I'm allowed to express my femininity in a way that's very loud and explosive. And whether that's, I guess, like, not at the dinner table, but being taken out on a date and being treated in a way where it's very gender validating, where they take off your jacket, they hold the door open for you, they take you out to dinner, like, all those things I love. And the first time that I experienced it, my body was just over the moon. Like, I was just like, oh my God, this feels so good. I'm a woman. Wow. Now it's like, all right, like, I'm a woman and you're taking me out and this feels good and I enjoy this. But the sense of joy that comes out of that is more just regular joy. It's not like a gender euphoria joy. Holding hands, though, still gets me. It's just less and less of a I almost want to say touristy experience. This gender euphoria is sort of this new thing. It's this new, like, wow, this is new, this is exciting. But once it's not new anymore, it becomes regular, it becomes everyday, it becomes vanilla, But yeah, I think, like, more recently, having long hair, so my hair's finally grown to a point where I can start styling it. So when I do things like this, and I start to see that I have like a ponytail, I'm like, oh my God, like, that feels really good. And the fact that I can now have a hairstyle that, like, all my favorite anime characters have, where they have like the front part long here, and then the hair on the back, like that, I love that. And that makes me really happy because I can now embrace some of the characters that I wanted and imagined myself to be a woman as earlier in my transitions. That feels really good. What else? Just being called Ashley. I changed my name to Ashley recently. Before it was Ash, before that it was my dead name, but I changed it like 4 or 5 months ago, and getting called Ashley just makes me really happy because that name is embracing my femininity and embracing that part of my own being. I think the other part is getting used to your body, because as you move through this process, there's a lot of dysphoria. But at some point, you can kind of work with it, and you can say, okay, I'm used to this, and I can start to see and accept the parts of my body that I previously didn't accept. Yeah, my boobs don't look like boobs to me, but they're my boobs, and they definitely feel like boobs, And I think sex is definitely still very much a euphoria area. I don't know how or when this is going to get old, but being the bottom in a experience with someone really gives me the space to be like, oh, I'm a woman now, and this is my experience as a woman is I get to be the bottom. I don't have to be the one in charge. And if it's with a man, the man's in charge and he's straight. So it's like, this is so validating because he's straight. And that must mean I'm a woman. That's like the dumbest logic, but it works. It works wonders on me, girl and guys. God, like, whoa. So just like heart flutters, just thinking about it. I have a very dirty mind. You can see my dirty mind on my stand-up, which I should link, or if you can go, you can see my stand-up performance. But yes, sex is great. I don't have a lot of it though, but when I do, it's great. Yeah, I think like, being like when you hear your pronouns the first few times, when you hear your new name, those things, oh my God, they mean so much. Now I'm just like, yep, they pronoun me correctly, but I still have work to do here because I don't always believe it. In fact, I've been misgendered so many times that I don't even accept whatever gender is given to me. So now when they say she, I still don't accept that. That's something that I need to work on. Waking up. I think when I used to wake up for at least a year, I was used to still waking up in masculine mode. And now I'm starting to feel that sense of, oh, like I'm a woman waking up. And this is just my woman's life. I think as you progress through your transition, the bigger part, the larger portion of the work is not the external work. Like you can grow your hair, you can put on makeup, you can wear, your gender validating clothes, but it's the internal voice, especially the older you are when you transition, that you really have to work with. And that takes much longer because you've conditioned so many parts of your own being. Like the way that I'm moving my hands right now, this is probably a part of my own masculine expression, and I'm still integrating it, and I'm like really paying attention to it. I'm still integrating it with my feminine expression. Perhaps my more feminine expression would be a little softer, but that's just, how I am right now. And as I work with my internal voice, that's going to change. Sometimes I catch myself moving through my house, like more like this, which is like more masculine. And so I have to kind of like, correct myself and give myself a little bit of exercise to say, okay, like we need to work on our walk. That's probably like one of the things that like, it's probably one of the main things that clocks me is that I don't walk very femininely. Not super masculinely either, but I've had a few friends who've been like, whoa, I just like thought I saw a guy, but it was you and it was because of your walk. And I'm like, fuck. Oops, I'm not supposed to swear, or I don't know. So passing to myself has become sort of the next leap. When I look in the mirror, it's not, man, you kind of look like a man, but you kind of look like a woman. It's just really continuing to practice seeing the woman there and feeling the joy of just being myself in every day. What are some of the things that have happened for you that have really been those little pieces of joy? What's brought you a lot of happiness and kind of shown you, wow, that like little thing right there. I remember like when I put on earrings for the first time, like that was such a beautiful thing, but now I just do it. You know what? Putting on lingerie is still super validating. And it's like really ironic because I thought my whole like kind of like exposure to this being trans was through my sexuality. Wearing lingerie made me feel feminine, and it also gave me a little bit of shame because I thought to myself I was a cross-dresser, and that's shame because that's like a fetish and it's like gross and whatever. But now when I put on lingerie, I feel like I'm embracing my femininity that already exists. I feel like I'm becoming more attractive. I'm becoming more sexy. And that experience in itself just makes me really happy. I find myself just buying things online that I think will make me look sexy, and I don't even wear them. Like, my closet over there is full of these clothes that I don't even wear, but I just like the idea of having them. That makes me happy. I hope one day I'll use them, but honestly, I think it's just the idea that works enough for me right now. So that's my little secret that I'll share with you. This is Tea Time. I'm Ashley Adamson. If you're new here, write me a comment down below and say hello. I reply to all my comments, and I'm really happy to kind of see this community and connect with all of y'all. Yeah, I will see you in tomorrow's episode as we explore other things, and feel free to suggest a topic. Always, always, always. Or if you want me to do something really silly in a video, I'm all ears. This topic was actually suggested by one of you, Bernie. Thank you for suggesting it. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.